folks, and welcome to the OceanState Cuisine, where in today's video, I'm going to be doing my version of something I really used to love, and it's called Progresso pepper salad. Why? I don't know, but Progresso stopped making this product that many people used to love. However, there is a company that still makes a product quite like it called Cento. So this is still another version that you could buy if you still enjoy the taste of pepper salad. Pepper salad is used mainly on sandwiches, and it is excellent on Italian meat sandwiches like pepperoni, cabagol, salami, Italian ham, prosciutto. The list goes on and on. And what really makes this taste so great is the cheeses that you're using. Now, I usually use like a good American cheese or a provolone because that really reflects the taste of the pepper salad. So with no further ado, let's jump in and give it a look. But before we do, remember to like, subscribe. This all helps in supporting the channel. So now first we need to go over the ingredients used in today's recipe. So starting in the front, I got an assortment of 3 bell peppers. I got a red one, a yellow one, and a green one. The contrast just makes it look a lot nicer. Then starting on the left behind the peppers, I got some onion powder, some paprika, some garlic powder, some black pepper, some salt, and some pepperoncinis, and some Italian seasoning. I am also going to be using some red wine vinegar and some oils like olive oil and also vegetable oil. Now I know a lot of you may be thinking, why are you making this? Seeing Cento now sells this. Well, where I live, they don't sell this kind of stuff. You know, in Rhode Island, yes, there's so many options in Rhode Island, but now I live in the Carolinas, so they don't sell this kind of food. Now, I know I could probably order it on Amazon, but I figured if you live in an area like I do, where they don't have this kind of food, this is a nice option if you want to make it yourself, and it's really simple to do. So now the first thing we need to do is cut up the peppers. And I like to cut mine into strips. I'm trying to mimic Progresso pepper salad as close as possible. So I'm just going to show you guys me cutting up one pepper, and then we're going to move on from there. I'm sure you guys know how to do this. And then after I cut off the chunk of the pepper, I'm not using the whole peppers because we could only fit so much in the jar. I'm going to give it a good rinse too. And of course, discard the seeds and the membranes inside. Next, on a medium heat, I'm going to heat up a frying pan or a skillet. And then next, we're going to add some olive oil into the skillet. Not too much, I'd say about a tablespoon's worth. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And then as we see here with a wooden spoon, I'm just going to stir it around a bit. And then in goes the bell pepper strips that we just cut up. Now for the pepperoncinis or vinegar peppers, we're going to use those raw and cold. We're not going to actually cook those. Now it's time to season up the peppers, and now I'm going to first start adding some garlic powder. As we see right here, I'm just giving it a light dusting. And I'm going to do the same with the onion powder. Now I'm going to add the Italian seasoning. I don't add a lot of this, maybe like a half a teaspoon. You really want the dominant flavor to be the peppers themselves and the oil. And then next I'm going to hit it with some salt and some black pepper. And then in goes some paprika. Now, if anybody had Progresso pepper salad, if you noticed, it kind of had like a red tint to the oil base. And I think it's because they use paprika. Now, I'm just using a plain paprika. If you got a smoked paprika, that might even be better. But again, I'm trying to keep this recipe as original to the Progresso, and I didn't really get a smoky taste from their pepper salad. So now that's it when it comes to adding seasonings to this. Now we're just going to give it a good stir and make sure everything's well blended. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. That's going to help it cook. We want the peppers to get pretty tender and soft. And plus, adding some water to this and then stirring it is going to make the seasonings all blend better. Now, as we see, I'm going to lower the temperature on a low heat. And I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to come back and we're going to check it with either a fork or the point of a knife. We want these pretty tender. So now after about 10 minutes, I'm going to give these a good stir. And I'm going to test them with the point of a knife to test exactly how tender they are. So I would say that these still have to cook a little bit longer. So I'm going to let them cook about another 5 minutes. I'm going to check them again, and then we'll see how tender they are. But I'm also going to add another splash of water to this. So now about 5 to 8 minutes has passed now, and these are perfectly done. So we could see that they wilted a bit, and you could see a little bit of a wrinkle going on when it comes to the skins. So again, about 15 to 20 minutes in total time. Then I'm just going to give it a couple of stirs, shut off the heat, and we're going to let these sit at room temperature right in the pan and let them cool. Now once these cool down to room temperature, it's time to store them. So I got this clean jar here, and I'm going to put them inside of this jar. And I do this in layers. So I put a couple of pieces of the bell pepper, then I put a peppercini or two, then repeat with the bell peppers, then a peppercini or two, so on and so forth until we fill the jar. And next comes the oil. So I'm going to fill this up with some olive oil about a quarter of the way from the bottom. And then next I'm going to add some vegetable oil, a splash of red wine vinegar, and then rinse and repeat with the oil, and then top it off with a little bit of H2O, and then we're done. Then I'm going to put on the lid nice and tight, and I'm just going to shake it back and forth to mix everything up. So now you're probably wondering how come I'm using 2 types of oil here. Well, the first time I went to make this, I used just the olive oil, I used a little bit of the vinegar, and a little bit of the water. But once you put it in the refrigerator, olive oil gets really thick and solidifies. So to get around this a little bit, add in some vegetable oil to it. Vegetable oil doesn't solidify quite as bad as olive oil does, but it still does a bit. If you see that once you refrigerate it, that it does get really solid and solidified, I just take it out of the refrigerator about 20 minutes depending on the temperature of the room, and just let it soften up on the counter. Pepper salad is more of an oil-based salad. Now I know a lot of other things that we buy in jars in the market, like peppers, eggplant salad, all different kinds of other things. They're more like a half and half vinegar and oil. But the Progresso pepper salad, I remember it being mostly all oil. Now, if anybody who knows what I'm talking about, doesn't it look pretty much like the Progresso pepper salad right now? It even has a little bit of that red tint to it. Wait till you taste it. So now you're out on your boat, you and your crew, you guys have been fishing and working all day, and all of a sudden that stomach starts rumbling. Hey Vinny, I'm hungry. Hey, I got you guys covered. I brought over some sandwiches with pepper salad. And now take a look at that, folks. My version of Progresso pepper salad. Thanks again for watching the OceanState Cuisine, and we will catch you the next time. Bye-bye.